Hi, I'm a landscaper. This is the Wannabe Composer series. This morning I have got absolute writer's block. I've got a couple of projects on at the moment. I've got a Foley commission that I'm doing, which is good fun, but quite boring to watch, I would imagine, unless you're really into that sort of stuff. It's quite niche. So I'm not going to bother videoing that. So I thought, what am I going to do this morning? I've got my new little camera, my Osmo Pocket 3 set up, which is quite cool, very nice, like it. And I just sort of sat down at the computer and I was just like, I don't know, what am I going to do? Super tired. My boy was up all night last night. Slept on his floor. Great, awesome. Great way to start your day. Anyway, so I thought, you know, I'm not gonna force myself to try and do something specific. So when I get stuck, there's a couple of little synths and things I actually really like and lean on. And there's one here that I'm going to mess about with this morning. We'll see where it goes. Might go nowhere, might go somewhere, who knows. There's this little one, Kontakt library, called Playbox. I'm just going to give you a little, call you a bit of Craig David kind of style there, but it's all a bunch of pre-built sounds that you can do some nice little bits with. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to tinker about with this for a minute, see if I can find something I like, and see if this gets me going. So you've only got a small set of keys to work with, just one little octave down here. Then it's got a load of little different parts that it applies to the different keys. You get these kind of chords and things. And so you can probably see down here, right? So I'm playing C, D, E, F, and it's not playing C, D, E, F over here. It plays just a little sequence, but it's quite. It's just like almost like a Fruity Loops kind of thing. It just gets you going, right? Fruity Loops. That's showing my age, isn't it? It almost feels a bit Blade Runner-y. I mean, I kind of like it, but you know what? I'm not feeling that just yet. Oh, that really reminds me of something, like an old Orbital track or something. Oh. Let's try that. You know, the other thing I was thinking about is just sitting there and playing some piano, because that often kind of gets me in there. I mean, come on. Practically writes itself, okay. I'm gonna go with that. That sounded cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna use that as a second loop, and then I'm gonna use just the first three at the beginning. So we'll ditch those two. We'll leave that running for now, right? But that's a nice little basis. And the next one I use to get me out of a jam is another Kontakt library. This is called Empire Breaks. I love this. Found it a little while ago. It's fantastic. It's got some really, really nice. They sound like old kind of sample beats, you know, it's wicked. And again, you can probably see down there the little purple bit. You've got like just above an octave of different styles of loops. And obviously it shows you there it's playing the kick 1, kick 2 down the bottom. I'm pointing at the screen, I don't know why I do that. You ain't in my room. You're gonna need to find a library that works with that piano. You can go. I hate metronomes. Very useful, but I am. Chucked it in, didn't care, still don't. We'll see what happens. Quantize the hell out of that. Okay, quantize our ends as well. Don't really want any overhangs, I don't think. Don't know if it does anything. And there's a little bit of my very own built-in latency. I got latency on the brain. I'm going to set them all to the same velocity. Makes it a little easier for mixing. See what we got. Sounds great, I love it, honestly. Well, actually, that did kind of work. Right, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to leave that there. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to fix that kick issue that we had at the very beginning there, which is probably just something over the top of something else. What's going on? You know what? Hell with that. I knew it! There it is, look, the little blooming duplicate. I've gone and scuppered myself. What muppet. I even guessed that was the problem and then didn't think to look underneath the note. Told you I didn't sleep much, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Right, so now for this second bit, I feel like that walk up was quite nice. So where did it start? It started on G here. Oh my God. Oh, I swear, when I get to sleep, I'm so much better than this. No one believes you. Nah, no one cares. Clean up this piano. Let's get some mixing going on. Just a tidy up a bit. First and foremost, we're gonna do the drums. I think I know. I'm here doing it. We've got some preset EQs from previous sort of track. Not bad. Probably do a little brightening. Looks like the main bulk of our kind of kick is sitting around here. I've obviously dropped out my usual 300s, although I've given this a little bit of a lift for some reason. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this one off because it was from a previous track. I'm going to put another one on just to see if I'm being mental. Get the computer to work it out initially and then try and clean it up after that. That's what the computer reckoned. This is what I had from a previous track. I have to say, I think the other one's better. I'll sack that off. I'll do some more tinkering with this later, you know, because I want to get starting to feel something now, so I want to keep going. Got a little bit of Silver Bullet to chuck in. Silver Bullet has disappeared. There she is. It gives it a little bit of distorted punch, doesn't it? A little bit of movement. I think I'll get a little bit more out of it though. Now we're starting to get the level. And I've got a bit of soothe to take the edge off. Don't want to take a lot of it off though. Pretty good. Really crunchy, I love it. Compression. It's such a great bit of kit, isn't it? Unbelievable. Not going to be perfect yet, obviously. Perfect. Dunno. Piano. Pianos, notorious. Pianos for mixing. It's unfortunate when you're a pianist. Anyway, what are you going to have? I said pianist. A little bit of volume. Get an EQ in. I'm pretty sure they've got a factory set for piano. You know me, I do the work that other people have done for me already. Let's tinker with it afterwards. Now, I would like to kill the sub because I'm going to have basses coming in. But I do want a little bit of that low end to sort of pop through. Let's see. Tiny little bit of mixing, which is kind of nice. I'm going to do a little compression on that. Nice. So let's just fix this drum. I'm just going to move this about and see what we get. Then you've got that main bulk bit here. For now, I'm going to open up a bass again. I'm using Kontakt. I think I might do a bass for this section first. So you might not actually be able to see my fingers down there, but anyway. I've got a Rickenbacker on Kontakt. I'm going to audition some of the sounds. Now I need to try and find the key that this is actually in, because it's obviously not in the keys I was playing on the Playbox. So I'm going to audition some Rickenbacker sounds, some bass sounds, see how they go, and then try and find the key. I'll come back to you. Give it a little quantize so it actually sounds like a bass player rather than me. I mean, I can a little bit, but I ain't no bass player. Okay, let's try the second half. Little quantize to fix that up. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of mixing on the bass now. And as usual, I like to see, so this, the top one here is the drum EQ. Again, this is not permanent, it's just to kind of keep me writing. But I need to see where the kick sits roughly. Okay, so the kick looks like it kind of peaks around here, which is 72.2. So at 72.2. Sometimes when you're working in headphones here, and there'll be neighbours drilling or whatever, you just hear these weird frequencies and you're sat there for ages with your EQ going, oh my God, I can't get rid of that. And then you take your headphones off and you're like, oh yeah, that's because there's drilling going on next door. I just heard some of that. Hopefully you didn't, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so 72.2, which I've slinky down, pull it right out. Take a little bit of the super low, a bit of that out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the bass on its own and try and get that sounding nice and clean, or at least, you know, dirty, but how I want it. Okay, so a little bit messing about. Let's just see if it actually holds up. And this is the sort of track that's really going to be made by the vocals, so it's almost like you want that section to sound like an old sample from an old record. So do we even know what key we're in? No, we don't. Again, at this point, I'm literally just looking to see if I've got the right key and the right sort of genre. They're not going to marry up tempo-wise for now, so we'll see how we go. Okay, so I found this guy. Enough of my dating history. His name is Jem Strickland. Jem Strickland on Splice. I quite like what I'm hearing, so I'm going to try a little bit of this. Wow. I like some of the harmonies this guy's doing. They're very cool, kind of almost gothic. And it's kind of got an American kind of, you know, the American wind's rock twang, but I think it's a kind of, I guess a kind of Scandi sort of accent to it. I found a couple of little bits I like, so I'm not going to try too much harder for now. There's one I'm going to work with for sure. So initially, I've just chucked them all in. A great thing about Splice is that it gives you the BPMs that they were recorded in. And I've nicked a few bits from different places. So what I'm going to do is initially I'm going to just set the time stretch to put these into where I am, which is 126. Hold down Control, right click, process, time stretch. There's a better way to do this. I spoke to a producer friend of mine a little while ago and he was just like, oh, you don't want to do that, you want to do this. And it was brilliant. It didn't mess around with the sound too much. It just popped it in. And do you think I can remember what it is? No, I absolutely can't. But given this is me and I cannot remember, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in what they think their pace is and what I want the pace to be into these two BPMs. Wait for this to go. There it goes. Tick, tick, tick.
90 days left for us to find something that satisfies.
I like that. That's kind of cool. But it's not the one I wanted. Which one was it? And the one I've selected has got a lot of effects already on it. I'm going to go back and see if I can find a clean one.
Keep pushing, pushing, keep blowing up steam. We can stop till something kills this machine.
I don't know, that could work. I feel like there's something in that. I might keep looking for some other vocals just in case there's something else. This whole thing's a bust. Don't forget to go your microphone on. I know I've got my microphone on. Chuck a load of crap in, see what happens.
Say you love me, say you love me. Don't let me go, no, no, no.
Oh, please.
Oh, oh. I know that you're stressing, working overtime. I know you're not happy working 9 to 5. Lay back, take a second, take it off while you're stressing, hey.
Ah, rats, I'm running out of battery. Better put pause in here then, I suppose, and charge up.